Hi everybody, it's time for the weeklies from June 1st to June 15th. Just want to tell you that the Facebook contest will be announced tomorrow, the winners for May. However, the contest will continue, so please, if you haven't joined Facebook pages, just do, and every comment, every share, everything is like earning you one entry toward the contest that will be for June. So it will be 3 extra readings of 20 minutes, so join in. Another thing this month is your Ex Coming Back series is coming out shortly in about a week. So if you want to get a reading, this is still on a special for $50 instead of $60. So contact me for your personal reading. So let's jump in and see your weekly readings. Hi Gemini, and happy birthdays to those of you who have birthdays between June the 1st and June the 15th, as this is kind of your bi-weekly forecast. Also guys, the X series are coming out shortly for those of you who kind of want to check what your ex is doing and what they're up to. So today is going to be a little bit different because I don't really want to be sidetracked by these love oracle cards. I simply really want this time around to focus on tarot, but I'm going to be doing clarifying messages for the reading with my gypsy cards, so it's going to be a little bit more intense. All right, so Gemini, June the 1st. Oops, we have already a message. Guys, you're going to be full of passion. Look at this, Ace of Wands. See, I'm learning to tell you the cards. I'm just like sometimes getting so much in the reading. To me, it's not really important. And I don't want you guys to kind of focus on a card because it's really the combination that kind of makes sense. So, and look at this. You have Knave of Swords. With Gemini, this is kind of like your flavor. It's kind of like very inquisitive, very kind of progressive, maybe poking your finger where it doesn't belong. It certainly talks about the exploration of ideas. It talks about social media. All right, Gemini, June 1st to June 15th. Gosh, the cards don't want to quiet down. You have Four of Pentacles, and then you have Knight of Pentacles reverse. Now this is really interesting. So that basically talks about your attitude toward money. Some of you are really guarded. So it looks like that you guys are going in the next phase because Four talks about building foundations in finance, and you're still not sure how to go about it because Knight of Pentacles is like moving, and it's like investment. It's kind of like making the step, and it's also test, but it's much bigger test over here, almost like you're trying to figure out how to do things, and until then you're guarded. So just guys, well, I'm not suggesting to go into crazy investments, but generally you make more money with having this money invested than in a stock. All right, Gemini, June 1st to June 15th. Okay. Gemini, June 1st to June 15th. In the end, we are going to pull a few oracle cards, so that way kind of like we can have everything. Whoa, Gemini, what's going on here? Wow. What is going on? You're supposed to be in your birthday month, and I'm seeing here lots of things. Look at this, 1, 2, 3, 4 swords, and none of them really good. Then the soulmate card reversed, the starting love reversed. So some of you guys are coming to this period with some relationships that didn't work out. Maybe you have lost somebody that you considered your soulmate. It could have been the third party because it came out, and this, it seems to be a breakup. It seems to be just, my gosh, you're really feeling trapped. This entire reading, I mean, the positive card is this one, and this one talks about, oh my gosh, you need to kind of go and find your own strength, take basically time out, and kind of like gather your strength over here. So the entire reading talks about energy disturbance. Your life feels out of order. Your life feels a little bit unjust, because when the Justice card comes reversed, basically it is talking about that you feel that something is happening that is really causing you lots of pain. But this card also guarantees that eventually the justice will be served. So let me just tell you, in the past, Ace of Cups reversed talks about it could have been a breakup in a relationship. Somebody gave up on somebody. You see, it was the time to go in a new direction, and this could have been related to a third party. This doesn't have to be there's another man or woman that interfered. It could simply mean that the circumstances interfered as well, and hence it didn't work out. Here it talks about the soulmate card, Two of Cups, reverse. So like, I mean, this kind of like pod that is extended is like actually being retracted. And you see, you're realizing, and this is a good thing about Gemini. Oh my gosh, it just crossed my mind how many people on YouTube are basically haters of air signs, and being the highest level, and the swords that you have everywhere is the highest level, even in tarot. Just makes me wonder what kind of readers they are, because it is really just difficult to understand air signs. And this is not to say that air signs are bad by any mean. So Gemini just have a function of communicating, and this is a good example that even though you may have taken basically a hit, and you feel the sadness, the relationship broke up, you are still recovering, and you're standing, jumping back on your feet. The Fool card talks about, okay, you know what, this is altruistic, this was spiritual. It is time for me to kind of like wake up and dream up my new world, right? This is like a fool's journey. The entire tarot is about how the fool travels. And the devil talks about temptations, right? So maybe it was a combination of things that you have experienced that kind of like did push you in a maybe rebound relationship, because this is what it's talking about, kind of going from loss of something to a new start. But the devil energy is talking about, this is the devil, by the way, card. And I don't know if you're hearing this noise. And I really promised myself a long time ago not to do this on Wednesdays, because we have this recycle day and it's very noisy. So the devil energy talks about being absolutely out of balance, and that's why you have this card. I guess now we know. And you are creating this imbalance. So you might be forced by karma, because this is also a card of karma, one of the two, forced to get into balance, right? This is like saying, don't act out of your own beliefs, don't act out of your personality. And it is unfortunate that you might not even realize this, because it is kind of like pushing you into the area of acting this way without you really consciously wanting it. So what do we have here, guys? In your starting point, we have Eight of Swords reversed, and kind of it's the energy of feeling trapped. It's the energy of needing help, and it is dealing with, I think this was reversed, because this is dealing with either you not willing to be a team player. Or was this reversed? Yeah, I think this was reversed. Yeah, either you're not willing to be a team player, or there is again interference from the third party, or you are trying to figure out a way how to deal with this, right? So yeah, there is an emotional component. You want to regain who you are, or maybe you have somebody in your life who is kind of like very generous, who is, you know, softer personality. And Queen of Pentacles reversed. It also could be dealing with the fallout of a breakup, where, you know, like there is it's just like a disconnect. When you pull a band-aid, it is kind of like still this pain, because this talks about a couple that is no longer a couple, right? So there is like this thinking about what you felt that you could aspire to, or you can be, or it's maybe you're creating a new you. On the other hand, there's like this kind of fallout over something that maybe it was very superficial, and maybe it's superficial because of this. And you see, it's kind of interesting. There are two kings and a queen and the lovers. Okay, guys. Now you're players. Now I'm seeing it differently. The Devil card is going to push you into this exploration of lots of things. You might even swing both ways. You can even try everything. Kind of, it's all about the choices, guys, these 2 weeks. Do you want somebody romantic? Do you want somebody, you know, passionate, charismatic, or, and literally you're going to be looking for yourself in possibly all the wrong places. But it's going to be interesting ride. I would love to hear your comments about that, because it looks like some of you are on rebound and are going for a multiple of partners, which could be both genders. And even though if this is out of your character, you still may do it. But for the others who are single, and again, it's going to be exploration, and this is what when Fool shows up. But when Fool shows up together with the Devil, that exploration kind of like goes a little bit further, because look at this card. This kitty here thinks she's a dog, and this kitty here thinks it's a rabbit. So basically, yeah, we are not feeling ourselves. So trust me, one day you'll wake up and do it. And to some extent, you get it, because look, there is this need to kind of pull back. And see, again, the Hangman, very similar flavor. This is kind of like being tired. This is kind of, okay, I need some kind of rest. I need just to disconnect from the world. But the Hangman is really not so much disconnecting. It's about self-punishment. It's about just not reacting purposely. You are thinking about it actively. It's a thought process taking place. And this is something that you, Gemini, really have good ability to reassess how to go and see the other side of you, right? Being that devil's advocate, right? And again, Knave of Pentacles, again, not moving. So it's going to be a combination of moving a lot and not moving. And it is going to be really interesting the first week in June. Daily vibrations are really interesting, and it could be very difficult. So be very careful this week, and maybe some of these things are picking up on those energies. And again, look, this injustice happened here because there is sort of like maybe miscommunication, maybe there's lack of balance, maybe it just simply means that you're establishing your boundaries because something got out of balance. And when you do, then you're actually going to be able and claim your emotional satisfaction. Again, you're trying to gather strength in this period, and this is kind of reacting gently, reacting kind of with understanding of the other people. There is nothing abrupt about it. So there is another 8 that you had over here, right? So 8s are really building, and it's like a building, double building, kind of like your own foundations, right? But you also have 5s, which are kind of like very unstable. And 10, yeah, you have to rebuild yourself. There is like sort of like this process that you feel disconnected, and of course you're disconnected if you have this energy. And it tells me like, look, you're still carrying the burdens for some reason. Yeah, you're not looking at it. There's another card of karma. Remember I said there are 2, both of them you got here, and this means you actually will face your own music, Gemini. Congratulations on that. Most people don't have ability to do that, and they just point fingers at the others. And you have lots of karma coming over here. Guys, if you really want to know your own personal vibrations, then you should contact me for your own personal reading. But here it's picking up from each of you a little bit. So this card, Judgment, reverse, is talking about it's make it or break it time, right? And it's telling me that really, 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 it's going to be punishment. But that punishment can be self-punishment because you had this hangman. Where was it? Where do we have it? Like we have a hangman somewhere, right? This is kind of like talking about the self-punishment over here. But when judgment reversed also shows up, it talks about that you're really not doing everything that you could be doing, and maybe this is because you're relaxing and withdrawing and gathering strength. But you know what, like if, like I mean, you all energy that you get, which you should be keeping for yourself, you're like going out with different people and different characters and almost like indulging into all kinds of addictions: sex, drugs, alcohol, gambling, prescription drugs, you name it. Now again, you have Five of Swords in your environment, and again, the sword is basically your suit, and this is a breakup card again, right? And this is kind of situation where everybody loses when this is basically done, and people are telling you that you're being self-destructive. Look, you on the other hand, you're trying to deal with some kind of secrets. Again, you have the swords. It's like you do have certain fear inside of you. There are certain things that have been created, and almost like you're dealing with it by doing all these like outside activities, even though you know that really activity should be inner work and inner healing. It's just like a lots of activity on the outside, and really it's not healthy. And again, you have another breakup card, King of Swords. King of Swords reversed is really, someone who does have authority or makes decisions, but when it's reversed, it's just like here. It can be a little bit abrupt. It can be harsh. And look, you have the world reverse. Yeah, there is like something that happened. A breakup happened. A soulmate from the past, and you're not letting go of that. The world card, when it comes reversed, it talks about the place where you really don't want to be. Right? So the world should be okay. There are new days around the corner, right? It would talk about successful achievements and that everything is right. But when it's reversed, it is like staying somewhere because you think it's a happy thing, right? So let's say you want to keep this relationship, and this is where many people uh, disconnect from reality and they're stuck on their exes, right? Because they had such a great time with this person and they don't want to let it go because they're still holding on to these good moments that they had. But this is also basically preventing you of experiencing your own karma and moving on. And you have these two karma cards is telling you this is really not the place where you should be. There you go. And you should really kind of charge out of that situation. The Chariot is a card of morality. So now you will be waking up at a certain point and facing the music. So you're going to have really interesting period in front of you, Geminis. Um, this is kind of like you will forcefully kind of like get out of it. The situation will be challenging, but you actually will gather the strength to get out of it. Unbelievable amounts of tense and basically this karma cards for this period. So in the end, the 2 weeks is not going to be a period where you'll be able to fully rebuild, because this is Eight of Cups. And Eight of Cups would again talk about staying in a less than desirable situation. The closure is not reached, so that's why that card came out, asking you to transform. So hello, or transform, start creating your own new magic. This is your card, Gemini. When a magician card comes out, it is really talking about, that you should use the skills and resources that you have, and that should include your understanding on how the world works and how to achieve your goals. And this card tells me, yeah, you have to set your mind to it. You can manifest it. It is kind of like really interesting reading, Gemini, because karmically it's a shift, and I really want to see what kind of challenge will you take? I really want to know a little bit about this devil card groupations, because this guys is a very similar flavor of these two cards. One is talking about conscious choices being made with maybe a matchmaker, and this one is a choices that you're driven to do with sort of like the cosmic powers that are really not good for you. Okay, so let me see. What is this devil and fool card on the soul? You're still having a hope of reunion over here. Yeah, consolation. This is really not a good card. Consolation reverse talks about, yeah, again, you are feeding yourself with things that are making you happy in the moment versus realizing that maybe you're creating more and more problems for yourself, for your karma in the future. So it's a false hope, basically, that is coming out here. Yeah, you see, this is all done as a self-preservation. You are hurting and you're doing these things because it's sort of like a main way you cope with it. So what else I need to see here? What's about all these people here? What's going on with Geminis over here? Again, intimacy. You just simply, you will not be very choosy, like you have journey reverse. So basically tells me that you really don't care what kind of journey you go on. Room talks about intimacy, get a room kind of a thing. And then conversation, you don't even care. Like, come on, Gemini, you really connect with people in conversation. So this tells me you are not being yourself. Means kind of like, and this is a choice, and this is actively choosing kind of like to do things that you will really not discuss. And that's why you had, where is this card of setting the boundaries, right? Because this tells me there are not proper boundaries set. Okay, so what is going on here with this imbalance? Yeah, this has to die. Again, you have the death card here reversed. And again, a money card is very similar to room that talks about the secrets, and you will be overspending. I don't know, maybe it is your birthday month, maybe you're kind of like indulging. And let's check this one here as well. What are you holding on here? What is that is the happy place for you that you don't want to move on? Okay, let's see. Oops, a whole bunch of cards jumping. Again, you see, there are lots of things. It's a breakup, definitely a breakup. You feel somebody has been stolen from you. You again, deep in your thought, there is like this depression that is happening over here and mourning over someone. Guys, this is a karmic time for you. This is kind of like really interesting. And let me get an advice for you. Give me advice for Gemini. Advice for Gemini. There you go. Retreat. Right? It is time to disconnect from the world. It is like glowing it really nicely. And cards never lie, guys. I don't know why they work, but they do work. And they work really well. So this is, guys, your June 1st to June 15th. Please contact me for your personal readings. And also want to say thank you for everybody who is supporting the channel. So please subscribe, like, share. And if you didn't like it, I also want to see thumbs down. It just shows me that you're engaging. And I would like to see your comments as well. This really means a lot to me. And then I connect with your energy better so the readings can be better the next time. Love you.